book writers who want to break into the comic book industry. That's tough. Hi, I'm Emma Kubert. I'm a professional comic book creator and writer and artist, and the way that I became a comic book writer was by being an artist. But truly, that is just one small way of breaking in as a writer, but you're actually breaking in as an artist. So essentially, you are artist first, writer second. If you are a writer first and you are only a writer, honestly, the only way that I've known any singular writer to break into the comic industry was by writing anything. That as a writer, they're not a comic book writer, but they are a writer who writes novels, copyright, TV, film, whatever else you can think of. They are simply writers. I think that's why nowadays you see a lot of writers who write comic books. They also write for TV and movies, and it's just because it's a very similar medium. They're both visual storytelling. One moves, one doesn't. One's on one screen, one you have to flip a page. So it's a little different, but it's really very much the same story beats that you're following. And it's very similar in the way that you think about telling the story. Now, the last way that I know of breaking into the industry as a writer is to pair yourself with an artist. If you have a friend, a colleague, someone that you saw their art online and you really like it and you want to work with them, there you go. Comics are a very collaborative process. It's very traditional to have a writer, a penciler, inker, colorist, letterer, and that's the team of people working on a comic book. So if you, the writer, already have that in place, then it's a lot easier to create your vision. Because the main thing to remember is that comics are not comics without the art. An artist can draw a comic without words in it, but there are probably one or two comics out of millions that only have words. That's just a novel. So these were the paths that I've witnessed, that I've seen in other people. Maybe another writer out there has a different way they broke into the industry, but that's honestly what I've seen and what I've heard. I'm very curious if there is other ways that writers have broken into the comic book industry, but yeah, that's what I got. Hope this helps.